My name is Roger Yap. This is the second session of the Strategic Market Plan. The first session was uploaded on YouTube about 4 years ago. So today we are going into session 2. Let's identify the 4 key questions. What are they? First question, where are we now in terms of revenue, sales revenue, the profit margin, and the market share that the company is currently earning? Second question, where are we going? Corporate vision, mission, and the objectives that the company wish to move forward. Third question, how to get there. This involves the strategic aspects, the strategies, and the tactics that the company can formulate and implement for the organization. The fourth question is, when shall we arrive in terms of control and evaluation? Let's go into detail on each of the 4 questions. This is a mind map. Let's briefly go through the main ones. First part is where now? In terms of sales revenue, the profit margin, and the market share that the company is currently holding. Second, of course, is where are we heading in terms of the objectives, the corporate objectives, sales objectives, which then involves revenue, profit, and market share. Third question, of course, would be how to get there. The 4 P's, i.e. product, price, place, and promotion. While the 7 P's involve the 3 additional P's. These 7 P's is required for those companies that are involved in service. And of course, in the how aspect, we also have the strategy and tactics. Last but not least, the 4th question is when shall we arrive? Same objectives, sales revenue, profit margin, market share, and of course we have control and evaluation. First question, where are we now? We need to focus on 3 market objectives. First, sales revenue. What is our annual sales revenue on a year-to-year basis? Second is the profit margin. Normally for companies, we work on a percentage of the sales revenue. Third is market share. What is market share? Market share is basically comparing our company's performance against our competitors. What is the percentage of market share that we gain within the organization, within the industry that we operate? This is a diagram. The firm within the triangle, the top is the sales revenue, the left profit margin, and the right market share. In theory, when sales revenue increases, profit margin will also rise. But in reality, in practice, while pursuing sales, operational and advertising and promotion expenditures may also increase. As a result, sales revenue and market shares goes up while profit margin remains the same, while in certain situations it may even go down. Question, which is more important, market share or profit margin? Let's focus on a case study. The Europeans versus the Japanese firms. European firms focus on profit margin, while Japanese focus on market share. Today, the European firms are still operating, while many Japanese firms have disappeared. Sales revenue less operation and production cost equals to profit margin. When a firm's objective is to increase profit margin, it can select any or all of these strategies. 1. Increase sales revenue and maintain operation costs. Example, no increase in advertising and promotion expenditures. 2. Increase sales revenue and reduce operations cost. Example, demand lower prices from suppliers. We ask suppliers to reduce their selling price to us. 3. Maintain sales revenue and reduce operations costs. Example, employ foreign workers, where we pay them lower salaries. Today, firms are focusing on the cost factor. There are 2 strategies to consider. 1. Move upstream, or what we know as backward integration. Take ownership of the suppliers. We buy over the suppliers firm so that we can manage the cost of the raw materials that are required in our production. 2. Move downstream, or known as forward integration. Acquire wholesalers, distributors, and retailers. So in that 2 processes or strategies, we control all the costs and the profit margin. Market share. When market share increases, profit margin will follow suit. To increase market share, a firm must produce and sell more units. The importance of market share is that when production and sales units increase, production cost per unit will decrease. This is due to the reduction of the fixed cost, while the other variable costs remain constant. Let's look at the next slide. The fixed cost, irrespective of how much we produce, in this scenario is $100,000. Fixed cost, among others, is, for example, paying rental to our office, paying rental to our factory, as well as paying monthly salary to our employees. So this is known as fixed cost, irrespective of whether we produce or not to produce. Variable cost, in this case, is based on a per unit basis. In this case, it is $10 per unit that we pay to our supplier. So we add them up. The total cost becomes, in this case, first scenario is $100,000 plus $10. It is $100,000 and 100 for production units of 10, which then equates to production cost per unit is $10,010. So as we move down to the production units of say 100,000 units at the bottom of the diagram, the production cost per unit is only $11. Now the cost analysis of different production units. The decrease in production cost per unit allows the firm to select 2 strategies. 1, maintain selling price, thus increase a higher profit margin. Or 2, reduce selling price. The competitors, consumers may switch to us if we sell at a price lower than the rest of our competitors. The reason is based on the economic theory. When price decreases, demand should increase, and ceteris paribus, other things being constant. Market researchers have proposed the following reasons for the relationship between market share and profit margin. When production output increases, the firm is able to achieve economies of scale, i.e., higher is the output, lower will be the production cost. 2, experience or learning curve. Workers are able to reduce production wastage due to improved levels of experience and knowledge. Second question, where are we going? This question is relevant for all three management levels: top, middle, and operational. Top management focuses on the vision and mission statements. Example, return on the investment. 2. Middle management is concerned with sales revenue, profit margin, and market share. And third, operational level management focuses on the importance of productivity and cost of operations. Formulating business or marketing objectives should be based on the firm's resources. Venturing into new business territories beyond the scope of their capabilities and know-how may lead to disastrous results. Example, Simon Darby ventured into banking industry with the acquisition of the United Million Banking Corporation. It was a failure. Another example, Virgin Group into different industries. Some of them were successful, but others were also failed. Question, what about AirAsia? Third question, how to get there? Refers to the marketing strategies and tactics. In a consumer market, the 4 P's are highlighted, i.e. product, price, place, and promotion. In the service market, an additional 3 P's are included, i.e. personnel, physical evidence, and process. Personnel involves the employees within the organization. Physical evidence are those infrastructure that the organization employs. And third, the process, the operational aspect of producing the service to the client or consumer. It is more challenging to sell a service compared to a tangible product where the consumer can use all the 5 senses to make a decision to buy a product. For example, we can go to a fitting room, put on a dress, we can go to a supermarket, test on some sample cheese or bakeries before we decide to make the decision whether to buy that particular brand. So those are the 5 senses that we can use to test a particular product. So here's a diagram where we have all these 7 P's on the left. The first 4 is the product market, while if we include all the 7, it becomes the service market. Fourth question, when shall we arrive? The question requires the measurement of the performance results. The implementation plan consists of these key components. 1. The set objectives of sales revenue, profit margin, and market share, and measure against the actual results that were brought in. The effectiveness of market strategies and the tactics that were employed to gain or to achieve all the 3 objectives. 3. Budget allocation for strategies and tactics. In general, for FMCG products, fast-moving consumer goods, many firms may allocate up to 10% of their forecast sales on advertising and promotion. 4. Personnel who are involved in the operations. Are they experienced enough? Were there any hiccups in the operational aspect? Was there a requirement to engage foreign expertise to improve on the performance of the organization? Control and evaluation. Control objective is to manage the decline in sales revenue. When revenue falls below a certain level, a contingency plan may be activated. Evaluation objective is to determine the causes of the increase or, more importantly, the decrease in revenue and market share, and of course, profit margin. Contingency plan. It is a short-term plan of not more than 3 months. The objective is to compensate for the negative variance of the actual sales results. Marketing tactics to consider. 1. Increase advertising and promotion budget. Example, sales promotion, which is a tactical, 3 months. 2. Redirect personnel from other sections to the sales department. Question and answer session. It's the end of it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. See you soon.